Hello Stampers, welcome to my YouTube video. This month we are featuring this stamp set, Perched in a Tree. It also comes with the dies. If you buy them together, you can buy them separate, but if you buy them together, you save 10%. So just wanted to let you know that. And why wouldn't you want to have the dies? Because it really makes it great for a wow card. Okay, I want to, this first card here I made, it was, I just made this with aqua painters and nothing fancy about it. And then this one, that's a SIP card actually. This stamp set is found on page 46 in the mini catalog. If you're interested in looking at it, you can go into my store on page 46 and you'll see it, and you can check out the samples that they have here for you to see. So actually I made this card today. I made it on watercolor paper, so there is a difference when you use the watercolor paper. And then this one is on the shimmer paper. So I want to go ahead and get started because I've got everything here to show you how to do some watercoloring. I am not a professional, although I have had some classes in watercoloring. So this is going to be a little bit different than the other ones I've made. Here's where I started making the background stamp, and then I'm just going to put the bird on the front and not do the tree. It's like I did here. I'm not going to be doing that die this time. So I'm going to duplicate this to show you how to do it. So what I did was I used my aqua painters again. There's some brushes that you can use. This is the older ones, and I do like them. I prefer to use these. Well, the other ones are nice too, but actually I don't have them with me. We winter in Florida, and I left a lot of my stuff down there. So anyway, let me get started. When you're doing watercolor, and you like to set up your palette, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, this is Coastal Cabana. It's my choice for sky. Actually, Marina Mist is a nice one too, and I'm going to mix it a little bit with this Pacific Point. So you set up your palette, and then you make sure that your paper is wet. You want to make sure that your paper is wet. So I'm going to have to go get me a paper towel. I'll be right back. Okay, I remembered to get my paper towel. Actually, I forgot it. I just went and got it, okay? So here's what we're going to do. Whatever you want to color, you're going to wet it. So go over your paper and wet it. Okay, and then you're going to take your lightest color first, and we're going to just put it right on the paper, and we're doing like a wash. This is called a wash, and I don't know for sure if I'm going to do the sky this time, the sun, so I'm going to kind of skip around where I was going to do the sun, and we'll just see how it goes. So there's no right or wrong. Like I said, I'm not a professional, but I have had some classes, so I'm just going to make a little bit of room there for the sky, for the right here for my, when that dries, I'm gonna put this template down, and I'm going to make the sun, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, and if you think you get too much water, you can actually blot it and go back over it. So this is called a wash. And I might have got a little bit of more water than I wanted to, but I like it. I think it's pretty. So there, that's what we're going to do. Now, what I want to do is I want to, I was going to put a little bit of pink in there, but I don't see that I brought my pink color. So, oh yeah, here, I've got, actually I'm not going to I'm going to use these two colors here for the sky. I've got the pumpkin pie, and I think this is Calypso Coral. So what you do is you just go ahead and mark on your palette here, my block. Just mark it a little bit. And then your water is going to transfer it over. So I want to put a little bit of yellow in there, the pumpkin pie. So I'm just going to run that across a little bit right here, and I can see how pretty that's going to be. And I can go right across here, because hopefully my sun is going to be pretty there. And then you just wipe it off on your paper towel, and until you don't see any more color. So then you're going to go ahead with the pink. I think the pink is so pretty. It's going to be kind of like a sunset is what we're doing. You just kind of mix it in, and it makes pretty color. Get a little bit more color going there. Okay, now I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. And then we're going to color our bird. I've got this cute little bird here. I cut it out in the shimmer paper. You can use watercolor paper, or you can use shimmer paper. Now, since I've got the blue here, I'm going to go ahead and put the blue on the bird. This is a mountain bird. I looked up the colors of bluebirds because I wanted to do a bluebird. So this is called a mountain bird. And so it's from out west, a mountain bird. So what I'm going to do, you wet the area that you're going to actually color first. Then you pull out your colors and see what color you want. This part here is going to be a little bit darker. You can see how the watercolor has a mind of its own. It just kind of follows the water that you put on the paper, and it's kind of fun to do. And then this is going to be lighter right here, where I've already. You don't want it to be, you want a variation of color. And then over here, this part here is going to be even lighter. So, and then we're going to put a little bit of gray in there too. So let me water this down really good. Well, let me start over. You want to wet it first, and that way it won't soak up the color as much if you wet it. That's why you can use we have watercolor paper, or else you can use the shimmer paper. So I'm going to go ahead and put a lighter color in here now. You see how fast this is to color. Doesn't take long at all. And then I'm going to add a little bit of gray at the bottom of it. So up here I want to put just a little bit more on the head, and a little bit more right here. So we have a little bit of a variation of color. Make this a little darker maybe. It's pretty wet. If you think it's too wet, like I said, you can blot it. Or just take some water off your brush by running it over your paper towel. And that's it. So let me show you how I'm going to do the bottom of it. I just take these little spots, are really easy to use. You just put them on your acrylic block here. You make sure this is wet enough, and then you just pick up the color from your block. So I'm going to put a little gray here so we have some variation of color on the bottom, the breast of the bird. Okay, now I'm going to thin this out a little bit. There we go. And that's it. See how easy that is? Don't you just love it? So, I'll hold it up here so you can see it better. Turned out really cute, just the way I wanted it to. Okay, so now we're going to set that aside and let that dry. And I'm going to color the branches. Or the branch, actually. Okay, so I'm not going to put water on it because I want it to be a little bit darker. So there's a lot of moisture on my palette. So I'm just going to give it just a few strokes. And I always leave a little bit of white too sometimes. That gives it a variation. Okay, now let's try the sun. Let's see how that's going to look. I'm going to put this right here. This is my sticky note. And in order to do that, I am going to use my brush. I've got these brushes here. You get 3 of them in a package when you order them. And I'm going to go into this yellow color here. Let's see, what color is this? So saffron. So I'm just going to get some color. Tap off it first, and then you just color it. Whoops. And you're going to see that there's some clouds that is going past the sun. Let me see how this is. Oh yeah, that's pretty, pretty. So you just keep going over it till you get it as dark as you want it. And there you are. You can see there's a few clouds going over the sun. And in order to make this template, right here is what I use to cut out my paper. And that is found in, let's see, our layering, I think it's, oh yeah, here it is. That's found in our Layering Circles framelit. And the number for that, it's 16 dies also in it. It's 141705. If that's the same number that you use, that's the one I use to order it. And then I also use this to cut out the sentiment right here. And that is from the frames, rectangle stitch frames right here. Okay, I think the card is dry enough. I think I can put it together now. So let me get my stuff organized here. It's still drying. If you want it to dry faster, so what you do is just take your heat tool and put on it. So this is still wet, as you can see. And I don't have my heat tool handy. So we're just going to go with it. What I do is I put dimensionals on the back. And I guess it's better if you use watercolor paper because it will, it doesn't swell up as much as the shimmer paper. And I'm hoping this is shimmer paper because it doesn't usually bubble up. The shimmer paper don't. Okay, so I'm going to take my dimensionals and put on the back of this because we're going to layer it on a piece of white cardstock. And then the card will be finished. It's pretty quick to make this card. It's not too involved. You just need a little bit of tools. And, okay, let me take these off. The other cards were vertical. This is horizontal. So it's just a different way to turn the card around to make a different card. Okay, I did put a lot of dies on here because the card is swelling up a little bit. Okay, did I get them all off? I think I did. Okay, let me get this on here straight. Okay, there we go. And then I want to put the branch on that this is the one that I used to cut that out. I think I'm going to put that, oh, let me see, how do I want to do this? Put the branch on first, do the branch go through that way into the sun, or do I want it to go this way, that way? I don't know. This is the first time I've made a card like this template design. And I really like it. I think it's so pretty. I love the wash, the way it turned out. Let me see. Nope, I didn't get, I didn't get the sticky off of the back of that one. There we go. Yep, it does have the watercolor look for sure. Okay, so I think first I'm just going to put some glue on the back of this branch. Okay, let me get my glue out. I'm not going to do the very end of it because I kind of like to fan it out a little bit. Now, I didn't position this. I want to position this so that it's going to go about like that. Okay. I wanted to show you. Let me get up a little. There we go. Because I want to make sure I have room for this down here. I do. Okay. And then there was a die in there. What I did with this, I took the, let me see. I'll show you if I can find my stamp set. Okay. I took this one right here, and I stamped it, I sponged on it with several different colors. I did the yellow, the green, and I did the pumpkin pie also. And so, and then you cut it out with this die right here. And then you've got a branch. So the other ones were kind of like, well, the one was like a Christmas, and then the other one was, I think in a view, I think it was. No, yeah, Christmas and your kindness. It's a thank you card. Okay, so this one here, you're just gonna dab a little bit of glue here and a little bit of glue there. And then that's gonna hold it. So it's gonna go right that way. Oh, it's so pretty, I love it. And the paper is still wet, trying to dry, so there we go, it's sticking now. Okay, so the bird, on the other ones I cut the bird's feet off. On this one I don't think I'm going to. So I'm going to put a little glue on the bottom here, and then I'm going to put dimensionals on the top of the bird. This is a really fun card to make. I see some of you girls are enjoying this stamp set, and I see that you are ordering it, and so I really appreciate it, and I want to thank you guys so very much for supporting me. I'm trying to post a little bit more lately. I've been very busy with the kids since I came back from Florida. There we go. So there's that, and I don't know, I think I'm going to put dimensionals on this too. Yes, we want it to stand out a little bit. So I'll put 3 dimensionals in here. And here we go. I hope you guys enjoy my videos. If you do enjoy my videos, please subscribe to them and make a comment. Let me know what you think, okay? That way I know that you're there and that you've seen them. Okay, let's see. Where do we want this? If you subscribe, you will get all my videos that I do. It'll come automatically to you. Okay, I absolutely adore this card. I think it's my favorite. I love it. What do you think? Go to my YouTube channel. Actually, I'm going to put this on Facebook, and if you're in my YouTube channel, let me know what you think, okay? Here's the other 2. Or, yeah, 3. And I did a little bit of wood's background on a folder on this one. You can see the folder that I did. And here's the splatter. There's a splatter. Some of the ladies were saying, how did you do the splatter? There is a stamp right here. You just ink it up, stamp off a couple times, and then stamp down, and you get a splatter. That's what I did here, but here I did the splatter. I put some blue color on this, and then I just went like that, and it splattered. So that is another way if you want to splatter. But here's the cards. Let me know what your favorite one is, and I'll keep you posted on a couple more cards soon. Thank you for watching my video. Bye-bye now.